we heard from a bunch of folks, and if you're not paying attention, this is really important. I'm not here to BS you. Some people say you're not very politically correct, so if I hurt any feelings, you've been warned. No disrespect, as I like to say. But Rose talked, so I took some notes. Rose talked. Side note, where's Rose at? Right there. I had a lot of people say, hey, introduce me to Rose, introduce me to Rose. Just go say hi. She had some good stuff. One thing I took away was ask applicants what's important to them in the interview. Brian talked about some cool stuff. The one thing that he said that I was like, that makes sense, is don't try to reinvent the wheel. We got all these fine folks. I say corporate. Some people think that's a bad term, but corporate is spending a lot of time and effort on some teams that make our job easier. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just try to duplicate what's working. Freddie talked about so much stuff, holy mackerel. If you didn't listen to the lion analogy at the very end, that kind of hit home with me. That was pretty powerful. And then when he showed his P&L on the screen that showed week 16, if you didn't know, that is this week, which happens to be 420 week. And then I copied his 420 deal many campus pools ago. Side note, it is one of the busiest days of the year, if you know what the hell you're doing. I digress. You heard from, let's skip to Lauren. She said, just send a damn email. If you're extremely shy, like me, that doesn't like to talk to people, just send an email. Just send an email to those folks that you're going to pull information from. Molly talked about some stuff. When she spoke, I thought to myself, don't wait for your franchisee, if you're a manager, to do stuff. I got the book that Freddie Weeby mailed me, and I was like, I don't know how to do artwork. I don't have a degree in artwork like Molly. I was on Microsoft Word making copies of flyers to try to duplicate what Freddie sent to me, and I earned the Rolex not too long after that. Don't wait for your franchisee. No disrespect if you're the franchisee. They're never going to complain if you're producing more profits because you're doing some stuff that you forgot to ask about. And there's a lot of other stuff you heard. But it's all for nothing. It's all for nothing. Unless you do something a little bit different. So over the last couple of years, I've been doing this 23 years, I've tried to push success on our franchise. We have 81 stores in May. And I try to, when I think, push success on managers, even franchisees, across the globe. Shout outs to Mike, where's he at, Canada? Good friend I consider now. And everybody I've come to realize is very different. Everybody's at a different point in their life. And when I say different point, I mean a different level of contentness, if that makes sense. They've had certain levels of stress in their life that's gotten them to where they currently are. You can say financially, as far as their success is concerned. And that's fine. Everybody's different. And it's fine to be different. I've asked a lot of questions over the years. I've asked a lot of questions from people that are a lot more successful than me. And I talked earlier and I said, when you stop learning, you stop earning. And success leaves clues. That's so true. It's so true. When it comes to being content, it's based on your reason why. Freddie talked a lot about this if you're reading between the lines. He pretty much only talked about mindset. We had a lot of other folks here talking about mindset. But to get to the right mindset, certain things need to be in check. Okay? That just doesn't happen. You might be thinking when Freddie was talking, because I looked up to him, and I was thinking, how do I get that mindset? How do I get that freaking mindset? Okay? But you don't know what he went through in his life that developed him into the person that had that kind of mindset that was like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm aligned and ain't nobody better than me. Think about your mindset where you currently are right now in your life. A lot of people focus on goals. I do not. You might be like, where is he going with this crazy talk? The most successful people in life, the people who are self-made billionaires, don't have goals, I believe. I believe there's infinite goals and there's finite goals. The most successful people have infinite goals, but along the way, they have milestones. Going back to Freddie again, he had a milestone to be the National Manager of the Year, but that wasn't a finite goal. He wanted to be a little bit better. So his next milestone was to tie another manager to be the two-time National Manager of the Year. Okay? But that was a finite goal. That was a milestone goal. And he's like, well, hell, nobody else has done it 3 times. I'm going to be the first to do it. Think about in your own life what your milestones are. Is it a 5-star OA, a perfect 100 on an OA? Is it a record week? Is it a Rolex? Is it Omega? Is it National Manager of the Year? Think about the milestones that you need to hit for your reason why. And those reasons why, holy mackerel, got to be strong enough. Or you're going to have excuses all damn day as to why you're not hitting those goals. You have to have a strong enough reason why. I was talking to somebody earlier, and they're like, yeah, I had my daughter, and I'm all in business now. I'm a totally different person now because she has a reason why she gets up every day. You might have bills. You might have different things going on, but you have to figure out what your reason why is. It's not just because, this or this or this. It's got to be significant. It's got to be life-changing. It's got to get your ass out of bed early. Because all the stuff all the best practices you just heard are all for nothing. Unless your reason why is going to drive you to say, I'm going to take exactly what they said, and I'm going to do that damn thing. I'm going to finish with this. I asked a billionaire, self-made, I said, as everybody's getting autographs, I said, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to ask him one sentence and see if I can get the most out of him in this 1 second opportunity I have. And I said, hey, person, in one sentence, what's the key to being successful? And the person was a little surprised because that's not what people are asking. They're all asking for autographs, pictures, and all that fun stuff, which is cool. And they said, well, you have to give up who you are in order to become the person you want to be. For example, a manager making $50,000 a year is not the same person that makes $100,000 a year. You have to evolve into that person. If you're making $100,000 a year to make $200,000 a year, you are a different person at $200,000. A franchisee with 5 stores is not the same franchisee that owns 50 or 100. You have to become a different person. You are true to yourself, okay? But your daily activities are different. How you look about life is different. You're starting to read books. Your way of living is completely different to go to the next level. I talk about this a lot with our managers in our company because we have 80 managers, and I'm trying to force some sales on them. I had to pull back and say, no, you tell me when you want some help. I will give you undivided attention, and that's what's going to happen in our company. You might have to give up some things to be successful. I was talking to a friend earlier today. You might have to give up spending time with certain friends that are not on the same path as you, and that's fine. Just limit your time. Don't get rid of them, but just limit your time with them. You're going to have to give up a lot of excuses. You might have to give up TV. Because the only thing TV does for you these days is gives you a bill and it's depressing. If no disrespect, this might trigger some folks. If you like playing video games, you might have to give up playing video games because it's costing you from going to the next level and being successful. These 2 things I'm about to say next will change your life, will change your zip code. You might have to give up pride. Every single person on stage that spoke didn't need to do that. They said, I'm just here to share, I'm just here to give some advice. You might have to give up a little pride and say, you know what, I want to learn something new. I want to learn something different. I want to go to the next level. Last thing is, you might have to give up being shy. I am painfully shy in my private life. My wife is my wing woman. So, I can tell you this, no one that spoke here today or speaking tomorrow will tell you no if you ask them for help. And if you get ghosted, you contact me personally. You find me and say, Ryan, you lied, help me out, and I personally will help you out as God is my witness. And the last thing, I think Freddie and some other people hinted at this, winning is more fun than fun is fun. Think about that every single day. Winning, if you want to write it down, if you want to quote your boy Swanson, winning is more fun than fun is fun. Figure out a way to win, and you don't need somebody to motivate you. I like to go to gym 7 days a week for my gym goers. At the end of every single year, I hear all this talk. I got my New Year's resolution. Business owners, I got my New Year's resolution. I got all these things I got going on. And guess what? Come February, right around Valentine's Day, the gym clears out. I'm like, back to my business. Okay? You're going to leave here, hopefully, a little pumped, a little excited. Don't lose your excitement. You owe it yourself to maintain your own self-discipline to stay motivated. And if you can do that, you will see massive levels of success the rest of this year. Thank you.